So there we go. It's a pretty good texture. It's not a bad texture. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another vlog. I'm Dinesh and this is Cranks and Pistons, and we are working on our E46 project car, which is turning out to look real good. We've done a few mods on it already, but today we are gonna be working on the steering wheel. I hope you guys liked the last video. We got the stereo done. Finally, something worked out of it. But today, we're going to be focusing on the steering wheel. And this is going to be a full-on instruction, guys. I'm going to be changing the leather on top, which I bought online. This is going to be a process. You're going to learn how to remove the steering wheel and put it back on if you are planning to change the steering wheel. So this is not a BMW E46 steering wheel. This is actually an M3 steering wheel that I had changed out. The previous owner, actually, not me. The previous owner had changed it to the new steering wheel here, which looks much better. Now, why I like the steering wheel more is because of the size. It's really compact. When you compare it to the steering wheel from the SLK that we had, that was huge. That was big, that was thick. This is way more compact. It's a good size and way more sturdy. I like the steering wheel a lot. So I do want to keep the steering wheel, but we'll change a few other things on the steering wheel. Now this might not be for everyone personally, and I don't even know if this is for me yet, but I do want to revamp my steering wheel, so I thought I would give it a shot. It is a piece of cake. It's not really that hard from what I've seen online. So do watch the full video to see how it turns out, and you can do this for your ride as well. So now let's go on and check what package. So I'm sorry guys, I'm using the junkyard near my place. This is the best garage that I can find right now to work on the cars. So this package comes with these, you get the string, some tape, some double-sided tape, and you also get this plastic tool for you to tuck it in. And this is the leather, the fall leather that you get with it. I'm not really sure how it might look on the steering wheel, but from the picture that I've seen online, they look pretty good, but obviously when they're doing a marketing shot, it's going to be totally different, and this is going to be totally different. So there's going to be a variation between this here and this is obviously going to stay black unless we get like a wrap on it with this trim, this fake carbon fiber trim on it. But first, before we start this, we'll have to remove the battery. Now the battery in the E46 comes in the boot right here. All right, now that it's out, this has a tuck-in on over here and under the spare wheel. So the battery, we're going to have to just remove the negative terminal, and you'll need a 10 mm hex for that. And once that is loose, we'll just have to take the wiring out, and I'm going to tuck this into the side so that it doesn't hit back on the terminal and create a shock later on. And why we did that just now is because we don't want the airbag popping out when we disconnect the steering wheel. We are going to be removing the steering wheel off the steering column. We can do it without doing that, but I do want to experience it and I want to see what all is in there. It's not that big a process. It's a quick little puzzle, so let's start working on that. So first we'll have to remove we'll have to release two screws from here. There's like a lever, sort of a mechanism there that pushes the airbag out, and once that is out, we can slowly start removing the steering wheel out. So initially you'll need a flathead screwdriver, and there are two entry points here right behind the steering wheel where normally the paddles would be in a supercar. So we just have to go there and push that in a little bit, and this will pop right out. There we go. Now that comes out, and we have a few connections here. We have a couple of connectors, and for the connections inside, you'll need your flathead again. This is out now. So these connectors are very similar to the mechanism that we had for the stereo as well. So this, you'll have to put a screwdriver here, a flathead right here, and both are the same, and lift this mechanism up, and the clip pops right out immediately. So now that the clips are out, we're not going to be removing any of the other wiring inside. We just have to remove this plastic trim and we'll have to remove the steering wheel out. So that is going to be pretty simple. For the trim, there's a couple of hexes right here on both the edges that we'll have to remove, and this will pop right out. And then we'll have to remove the center securing bolt over here to take the steering wheel out of the steering column. Then we have our trusty woof woof, and then we just knock it out. So this is a T15 hex. It's a T15 hex for the sides. The screws pop out. Alright. There we go. That's done. And for the center now, need a 16 mm and with an extender so that it pops out a little bit more easier. There we go. And now we need to note, guys, when you're taking the steering wheel off the column, yeah, there is going to be marks that you need to maintain, reference points, the straight point, so that you don't miss out and you don't have to go and have to get your wheel aligned again. So because we are removing the steering wheel off the column, there are going to be a couple of wirings on top that you'll have to pull, which are pretty easy and simple. They're just press and pull sort of mechanisms. Alright, there we go. And this pops right out. That was a challenge. That was a good challenge. So there we go. Outside, the steering wheel is out. The mechanism is set here, which needs a really good clean at the moment. So now this is what it looks like with the steering wheel off. We had to remove this wiring and this wiring right here for it to come out. A couple of basic plugs, nothing too intense. This is a press mechanism. This one, the white one, was a bit of a challenge, which I cannot find right now. Okay, it's hiding at the back. So this was a bit of a challenge, but finally we knocked it out. And the mark I was telling you guys about, that you guys need to be prepared on, and the line that you need to focus, there is a line right here. There's a line right here which needs to be aligned with the steering. When you look into the steering wheel, you'll see a straight white line here. Not a white line, a line with missing a teeth. So that will line up exactly to the center here, so that you will maintain your wheel alignment on this. So now the wheel is out. Let's go ahead and remove the trim. To remove the trim, we have a couple of more screws right here. Once we remove that, this plastic trim will pop right out, and then we can start wrapping the steering wheel around. And this again uses the T20 torque bolts, so it's pretty universal. So the only two tools you'll need will be three tools: a flathead screwdriver, and then you'll need the 16 mm hex for that, and then the T20 torques for this. So once the two torques over there comes out, the plastic trim pops right out and the wheel is ready to be wrapped. So as I was telling you guys about the airbag mechanism, it is these two clips right here. So once we put the flathead from the back, we need to move this along to release it. So once this spring tension reduces, that's going to release, and once that is out, and then you remove this and the airbag pops right out. You just have to feel around a little bit for you to find it, but it doesn't take too long. It took me like 5 minutes to find it and to pop it out. For experts, probably it'll take a much shorter time. Now let's mock up the new leather and see how it looks. Alright, now there you go. It's a pretty good texture. It's not a bad texture. Like even if you put a mark on it, one wipe and it's cleaned out, it looks decent. Now let's start the stitching and let's see how it looks. Let the pimping begin. After a few tries, now I think I've got it. So I've started the stitching from the center of the top, I mean the edge of the top, just where the handle bump comes in. So first we'll have to start from the inside, put a knot, pull it out, and then we'll have to start overlaying it from the outside. Now we have it on this side here. Now for that end, we're going to put it from the inside, separate the thread. Yeah, we're going to just pull it right out, and it starts getting tightened right there. Now let's go through the whole process here. That's going to take some time, so let's finish that up and then let's see how it looks. And just like that, we're done. There we go. It took me a few hours. It took me like maybe 2.5 hours to do the stitching all around, but I think it turned out really well. And you just have to tuck all these trims back in, all these extra leather back in, and then place the trim. So a few things to note, guys. Always start from the bigger end, so when you're working through it, you'll be able to connect this a bit more easier. Do not start from the edge and try to go to the other edge. Always tends to mess up. I did one, I ruined a lot of string. Finally, in my last bit of string, I have only like a half of it left. Probably if I had screwed that up, I would have probably not been able to finish this. So luckily it worked out really well. The stitching, it is just cross stitching. You just have to keep crossing it just like your shoelaces, and that's about it. And once this is tucked in really well and locked in, now once we put the trim in, it's gonna be secured. And it's the same process back. Follow the puzzle and put it back into the car. To put this back in, now the trim comes here, and before we put the trim back in, we'll need to connect it back to its main connector, and that would be this one right here. It's a white connector. Once it pops in, it's secured, and now we can install the plastic trim back on, the steering controls and everything. So it's a bit tight. I think once it sits in, it'll be a bit more secure. Done. There we go. The trim is in. Looks so much better now. The finishing is so much better here now. It looks a bit more pleasing. There are a few gaps here and there. You know, there's a few strings hanging out that I can just use a lighter to burn it out, so it won't look too bad. So once the 16mm bolt is secured to the center of the column, steering wheel is back on. Only thing that you guys need to note is the center line. There's going to be an equalizer line in the middle, both on the steering wheel and on the column. You just have to line that up and it'll slide right in. So that is done. And now for the final part, the airbag. And for this, the green goes into the green, locked, and the black goes into the black, locked, and the airbag gently moves inside. Set in. Done. And just a quick wipe, and let's check out how it looks. And now for the final reveal. Stereo done, steering wheel done. That's what's up. It is sick. I like this. It looks good. Although this looks a bit weird now, so we probably should get something for the airbag cover as well, so that it looks nice. And let this be black as is, matte black or whatever color that it is. Now let's see if we get any engine lights. Key in. Doors open. That's okay. We're good, baby. That's what's up. We're good. Yes, 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 yes. This looks so much better now. I like how the steering wheel is looking now. So one by one, the car's coming together, and hopefully very soon the E46 is gonna be done. and we can head out and go check out other people's cars. Enough of working on our own cars. I want to go check out other people's cars and see what they have done, and I want to share it with you guys also. So that's about it for the vlog today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll leave the link in description for all the items that I used in the video today, so you guys can pick it up and pimp out your cars as well. Give it a shot. It's going to be really fun working on it. I've had a lot of fun. Yes, it was a little bit stressful doing all the sewing, but finally it turned out really good, and I'm really happy with that. That's what we're all working for, right? So if you guys liked today's video, smash the like button, and if you guys haven't subscribed yet, smash the subscribe button also, because more content coming up, not only for the E46. I'm probably gonna go work with my friends on their cars as well and see how that turns out. So stay tuned, you guys. Don't forget to press the bell icon so that you know when the next video is coming out. I'm trying to push out one video a week if possible. I'll try to do more. When that does come out, I'd appreciate all your support. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. So till the next time, peace.